ZHIYUN's newest compact mobile gimbal, the Cinepeer CQ5, up next. So ZHIYUN's latest gimbal offering is the compact mobile Cinepeer CQ5. And the Cinepeer line are lower cost gimbals, but just because this is a lower cost gimbal doesn't mean it doesn't have a few tricks up its sleeve. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this Cinepeer CQ5 compares to another mobile gimbal from ZHIYUN I looked at in a previous video, the Smooth 5S AI. So let's jump right into it and start with my favorite part, the unboxing. And this is the ZHIYUN Cinepeer CQ5. And the Cinepeer CQ5 comes in two available packages, a gimbal only package, which will cost $99, and a combo package, which will cost $139. And with that combo package, you get the addition of this AI module and a fill light. And from my experience from the Smooth 5S AI, the extra $40 for the AI module is well worth it. And this is the packaging of how ZHIYUN sent this out to me. I'm getting this before release, so this may not be reflective of how the actual retail packaging for the combo package looks like. And I'd like to thank ZHIYUN for sending this out for review, so let's get to it. As you can see on the top, they have taped the Smooth AI module. Go ahead and remove that. As well as a fill light. And there's the fill light. And this will attach to the gimbal magnetically. And here is the AI module. And this also attaches magnetically. Now let's get to the good part, the gimbal itself. And in the box we get, looks like it's a place for literature. Again, I'm getting this before release, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna get instruction manual and anything else in there. Then you get the service card. This looks to be the tripod. Pretty standard with all ZHIYUN gimbals. You can attach this to the gimbal so you can have it stand. And the gimbal itself. And here is the compact ZHIYUN Cinepeer CQ5. That is really small. Fits well in the hand. You could probably just toss this in the bag. This follows, I believe, in the design of the Smooth Q4, so this would probably be the successor to that. So let's go ahead and get the tripod on there so we can stand this up. Like that. So everything you get in the box is the gimbal, and if you have the combo pack, you'll also get a fill light and a AI module, as well as USB-A to USB-C to be exact, and that's what you can charge the gimbal. So I'd like to go ahead and let's stand this up again and compare it in size to the Smooth 5S AI. So let's unfold this, and those are the two ZHIYUN mobile gimbals, the Smooth 5S AI and the Cinepeer CQ5. Face those towards you. So similar in height, but you can fold this Cinepeer down into a much smaller package. So that's cool, actually. I do like the portability of this. So let's go ahead and lay these down next to each other. Sans the tripod, just to see how compact the Cinepeer CQ5 can get when compared to the ZHIYUN Smooth 5S AI. And there's here's a comparison of how they would fit in your bag. So as you can see, the Cinepeer definitely is more compact. So let's go ahead and take this, and I'm really excited to set it up and try it out with my iPhone. So the first thing we want to do before powering up any gimbal is install the camera, which in this case is an iPhone Pro Max. And then we want to balance the gimbal before turning on that power button. So let's go ahead and do that. So for the Cinepeer, we have to unfold it from its compact state. And then we want to install the iPhone. So if we look here, if you look, it says ZHIYUN and has the camera. There's a symbol pointing this way. So we want to make sure the cameras on the back of the phone are in this direction. And that will go for both landscape and portrait mode. So as you can see, the camera is not really balanced. If we have it in portrait mode, it is kind of moving over that way. So since it looks like it's heavy this way, we're gonna have to move this forward a little bit. And that's kind of more balanced. As you can see, it's not tilting either way. And that's actually looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and power it up with the power button here on the side. It has powered up into portrait mode. So now that it's powered on, we want to connect the gimbal to the iPhone. So we have to open up the ZHIYUN app, which I already have installed, and it is the ZHIYUN app. So here's the ZHIYUN app, and then we want to go into the camera button there. And as you can see, it's showing the Cinepeer there. It says Cinepeer CQ5. We're going to hit connect. Bluetooth pairing request. Yes, we do want to pair. And connection successful. So it says the hardware module needs to be activated the first time the device is connected. Please ensure the Bluetooth is connected during activation. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and attach the modules as shown in the photo here. So I have those in my pocket. So I will attach the AI module onto here and the flash onto the other side. That. So now that those are attached, we're going to go ahead, and it says access to device and location information. I'm going to go ahead and allow that and choose next. And it has my account. I'm going to go ahead and hit activation, and right now it is activating. And activation is a success. I'm going to hit completed, and now we are using the gimbal. So the Cinepeer CQ5 has all the basic modes. Right now it is in pan follow mode, which means you can move the gimbal and it will follow where you go. It won't tilt up. It'll keep it steady and level with whatever it is you're shooting. As you can see, it's pretty much following where I'm putting it, except it's keeping the view level. And those are the range of motions. Then the next, if we hit the mode button, we have the L or lock mode. And what that's going to do is that's going to pretty much lock it when you hit it. So it's facing this way because that's when I locked it. So if I want to face it forward or face it towards when I'm pointing it at, I'll just have it use the trigger button on the back here. And if I double click that, it'll reset my view. So in lock mode, if the camera is pointing this way, that's where it's pretty much going to stay aimed at. Even if I try to use the pan, it's going to stay looking that way. So you can see my hand is turning, but it's not turning at all. It's just locked right there forward where I instigated the mode. And next, we have the follow mode. F under the mode. And this pretty much does exactly what that means. It follows. So wherever I point it, it's going to go. The one thing the follow mode won't do is if I try to tilt it, it won't. This way. It's always upright and the view will remain upright. But if you wanted to maybe Dutch your view or Dutch your angle, you would go to the next mode, which is POV. And POV mode is pretty much just like the follow mode, except now you can do Dutch angles if you want. And you're just pointing it pretty much wherever. It's following wherever you are. It's following your hand movements. So that is point of view mode. And so the other thing is, since you can use the, let's go ahead and return it to pan follow mode. But the other thing that's cool is, since the back trigger also double clicks to kind of reset the view, you can also use the back trigger to flip it to a landscape mode. So right now it's in portrait mode. If you triple click the back button, it will switch it to landscape mode. So you can either move it manually or use the back button, and triple clicking the back will have it switch from portrait to landscape. So that's great that the back trigger can switch the camera from portrait mode to landscape mode, and that was a limitation that the Smooth Q5S AI couldn't do. You pretty much had to take the phone out and then reorient it, then replace the phone into the gimbal. So if you do want to use the native ZHIYUN Cami app, the gimbal can control some of the functions within the app. If we take a look at it here, as you can see with the dial on the side, I can go ahead and control the zoom in and zoom out. Then you can also initiate recording by pressing the button. You can see it's recording video. Then obviously use the thumbstick to control the view. Go ahead and reset that. Go stop recording. And if you look at the app itself, you can change the resolution and the frame rate. I like shooting at 24 FPS, so I pretty much just leave it at that. And then if you choose the camera symbol, you can choose between auto or manual if you want to tweak everything from ISO to shutter to your exposure value. We'll just leave it on auto, but if you do want to do more fine tweaking, you can do that in here. Then if you click the bottom, the three dots, the more, which is typically the more menu, you have a whole lot of options and settings you can change here. Shoot settings, you got gimbal settings where you can set your scene modes, joystick speed, you can invert the joystick control, invert the tilt control. I usually just leave those as default, and then general settings here. And also you can track within the app. So if you wanted to draw a box, say around my hand, you can see now it has the circle with the X. That's showing that that is a tracking object. So it will track my hand. And that is pretty neat. And then stop tracking, you can click that X in there, and now it's no longer tracking. So there's a whole lot of great functionality built into the native ZHIYUN Cami app, like software tracking, camera move tutorials, and even templates to get you up and running quickly and creating videos. Now, the one thing that astounded me about the previous ZHIYUN mobile gimbal release, the Smooth Q5S AI, were the modules that you could attach to it. And this little AI module that I magnetically attached to the gimbal at setup, this is where all the magic happens, because what that's going to allow you to do is do hardware tracking in the gimbal. So it's not using the native app and software, it is using the gimbal to track you. And that's great because now you can use the native Apple camera app, or you can use my favorite, the Blackmagic camera app. So let's go ahead and run through the functionality of that, and it's really cool. And that is also a reason why at the unboxing I said the extra $40 to get the combo that gives you the AI module is well worth it, and I'm going to show you why it's well worth it. And to show how the AI module works, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the Blackmagic camera app. And there's the Blackmagic camera app. So now that I'm in the Blackmagic camera app, I'm going to go ahead and place the gimbal away from me. And then I'm going to have the cameras face me, as well as the AI module, so it sees me. And I can see the status lights on the AI module. And that'll tell us whether or not the hand gestures we send to the AI module are red or not. So if it understands the gesture, it should blink blue. And then follow that gesture. So if we want the gimbal to track us, we just have to give it a OK sign. And there. So now it has the OK signs. You can see it is tracking me wherever I am. And again, this is not the native ZHIYUN app. This is the Blackmagic camera app I am using. So it can track me via the gimbal and the AI module. So to have it start shooting video, you can give it the peace sign. And the peace sign is kind of like a countdown. So it'll count down from 3, 3, 2, 1, and start recording. And it can record as it's tracking me. And to have it stop tracking you, you just have to hold out your hand like a stop sign, and now it stops. Peace sign again to stop recording, and it'll stop after 3 seconds. Now another gesture for recording, if you want it to start recording immediately, you can give it kind of like a double shaka or hang loose. And that means it's going to start recording immediately as soon as it recognizes that gesture. To stop it, you do give it the same gesture. So there is a new gesture for the Cinepeer CQ5 that wasn't available for obvious reasons to the Smooth Q5S AI, and that has to do with camera orientation. So right now, as you can see, my phone is in landscape mode. So if I wanted to switch it to portrait mode, all I have to do is give it 2 thumbs up and it's in portrait mode. And now that it's in portrait mode, I have all the other available gestures. I can have it start tracking me. I can also start and stop recording. And I can have it stop tracking me as well. Stop tracking. And if I want to return it to landscape mode, all I have to do is turn that thumbs up sideways. And now the camera is back in landscape mode. So one of the things you do want to keep in mind with the camera orientation gesture is if it's recording in one orientation, it won't continue if you switch the gesture. So for example, if I'm recording in landscape mode as it is now and I switch it to portrait mode, it will stop recording. All I have to do is re-enable recording by giving it the appropriate gesture. So the other cool thing is if you do a lot of vlogging and doing selfie videos, you can extend this by just pulling it out. So with extended, you can also tilt it here, and now you can have selfie videos. You can actually invoke the gestures. So if you wanted to, you don't have to pay attention with it. You don't have to point it at yourself. You can just have it do the tracking gesture, and now wherever you point it, it'll track you as you're walking. So that's really cool for those of you who like to do vlogs or vlogging while you're out and about. This is a versatile gimbal. Let me stop it from tracking me. And put it back down in its normal position. So this can be used either handheld, or you can stand it up, or even have that extension. And this is a real versatile gimbal, and I'm looking forward to using it more in my iPhone videography. So let me know what you think of the Cinepeer CQ5 AI gimbal. Is it something that you would keep in your iPhone videography or vlogging arsenal? Or do you prefer the larger Smooth Q5S AI? I think there's a place for both gimbals in my camera bag. I would definitely take the Cinepeer CQ5 if I'm going out to travel, because it is a lot smaller to compress down and fit. It would even fit into a larger pocket, and I can just toss this into a backpack as well. Whereas the Smooth Q5S AI, I think I'd have to keep it in that storage bag that it comes with. So it's going to be a lot more for me to pack, whereas this thing will really fold down into a compact size, and I can pretty much take it anywhere with me. So if you found this video useful at all, please do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and tapping the bell to get notified when I post new videos. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. So until the next one, please take care and be safe out there.